here's me ranting about a thing. I am very annoyed at this tendency to endlessly imagine Nazis under the bed, to brand other people as potential secret Nazis or whatever, as was just done to me by Trash Discourse the other day, to talk about like Nazi furries and groypers on Twitter and like online Nazism and like fringe Nazi rallies for like the last 10 years. Breadtubers and many others who consider themselves on the left have been doing this, while this entire fucking time you had actual real world Nazism in Israel. This entire time that we had people endlessly like hyper-focusing on this supposedly ever-present threat of Nazis, people who were apparently going to like go from being online to take over the world for National Socialism, the whole time that we had like American and British YouTubers and left-wing people on Twitter and stuff telling us about the incredible importance of fighting Nick Fuentes, the need to tackle Milo Yiannopoulos and his vile racial ideology, the problems of the Nazi furries. There was literally a Nazi-like Volkish state in Israel doing actually existing Nazism, which they never talked about. And most of those people now still do not treat it with the sort of gravity that it deserves to be treated. They do not consider it as what it is, a racial supremacist Nazi state. It was there the whole time. It's always been a state for Jews, by Jews, with Nazis, with a supremacist, Jewish supremacist ideology that takes from others to give to Jews, that kills others for the benefit of Jews. It's been there the whole time, but many people were instead talking about the Nazis under the bed. This whole time as well, as they were talking about the Nazis under the bed, their own governments are full of people who support Israel. To even be in government in a Western country, you practically have to support Israel. And yet, they were instead talking about how the Nazis under the bed in some indeterminate future are going to take over the government. Of course, because like imagining themselves and people in their own country as potential Nazi victims, I guess takes precedent for them. It's more important than actual really existing, already happening, material, tangible thing that is occurring in Israel. Like, where's Richard Spencer now? Richard Spencer is a pro-Ukraine Biden liberal now. That's where he is now. He was once framed as like the next Adolf Hitler. And now he's a guy on Twitter who posts pro-Ukraine memes. Not Nazi pro-Ukraine memes either. He's like a liberal interventionist now. This whole time, like while they were focusing on that, Israel was killing like 1,000 Palestinians per year, and now they've killed hundreds of thousands in just 1 year. This thing that they've been framing as the most important threat in the world still has not materialized into anything resembling what they were framing it as, while the really existing Nazism just went unexamined because ultimately there's a reason for this. It's so safe to be like, I'm against the Nazis. Oh, you're so brave. Do you want a cookie for that? The reason why people do that is because it's just safe. It has broad appeal. You like talk about how bad the Nazi furries are. Everyone hates Nazis except like some right-wingers. You know, your videos will be watched by liberals, by people on the far left. Everyone's happy. Well, I mean, at least not if they're furries. You know, people. Why are you talking about furries, man? Talk about something normal. But, you know, like if you're denouncing Nazism, you have a very high potential for wide appeal, especially back then, but also still now. If you denounced Israel, oh man, you're potentially going to alienate people in your audience. You're going to have to deal with painful liberal Zionist arguments. You might get attacked by some Zionist lobbying organization, you know. That's why they never went after Israel until like now some of them are like making comparatively brief statements on that. Like that Trash Discourse video about me was like calling me a Nazi while defending liberal Zionists. Like you have a country that is actively implementing like a Nazi-style Volkish state, a Nazi-style ethnic supremacist state, and the person that you're more worried about is not, you know, it's someone who is against that. Like you made a video calling Bad Empanada and the Tabernacle and Nazis before you made a video about the actually existing Nazism of Israel. I couldn't hope for a better example of what I'm talking about here. So I'm making a call here to all of you to please focus much more on what's real, on what's materially existing, on what matters. Less pseudo-intellectual word salads about the ludo-gothic BDSM of Metroidvanias, or like some random shit about a Disney movie or whatever it is these people talk about, more focusing on the real world as it actually exists. Because the fact that these people never focus on the real world as it actually exists fundamentally got us to where we are now, where the left in the first world is the least effective that it's ever been. There's a genocide in Gaza. We got to move past this. We got to move past it yesterday.